So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us for the award ceremony of the 9th Annual ISC HPC-AI Advisory Council Student Cluster Competition. I'm Brian Sparks, Director of Worldwide Operations for the HPC-AI Advisory Council. And before we begin, let me express my gratitude for everyone on the call, students, judges, administration, and your fan support, who've all helped bring this competition together again, despite the challenges we all continue to face during this pandemic. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Gilad Shiner, Chairman of the HPC-AI Advisory Council, Thomas Moyer, ISC General Co-Chair, Professor Tan-Tin Wee, Chief Executive of NSEC, and Dan Olds, Partner at OrionX.net. Thomas, I'll turn it over to you now.
Okay, thank you very much, Brian, and welcome to all of you around the world watching this very special award ceremony today. And as ISC General Co-Chair, I'm very honored to be part of this important celebration. Now, you all know that for the very first time, this year's ISC HPC-AI Student Cluster Competition was held online, and thanks to the generous support and the resources of the National Supercomputing Center Singapore, 14 student teams from around the globe have been able to work together and to participate in this amazing and friendly competition. And I'm particularly excited that part of the SEC's contribution to the global fight against COVID-19, these teams tested several applications that are currently being used by scientists and researchers involved in finding ways to fight and treat this terrible virus. Now, over the past 9 years, this competition has focused on introducing STEM students to the world of high-performance computing and artificial intelligence, and on helping them to develop critical skills. And in these extraordinary, challenging times, the ability to work together and share ideas becomes all the more important and necessary. And these teams here tested and worked on HPC and AI applications that could have far-reaching impact for every single inhabitant on planet Earth. And I'm sure that everyone who spent participating in this event won't miss this great experience, and that this experience will be something that all involved will remember for a very long time, and that this experience will impact their future careers as HPC and AI professionals and scientists. Now, my thanks go to the HPC Advisory Council for their tremendous work and support, to the National Supercomputing Center Singapore, which enabled to have this event as an online event, to Dan Olds for his exciting pre and live coverage of the event, and of course to all these students here who have made this such an outstanding and amazing competition. Thanks to all and each of you for this amazing effort and all your work. And I hope to see you all back again for ISC 2021 next year in Frankfurt. Thank you very much.
Gilad.
HPC and AI technologies are probably the key technologies for our existence. We use HPC and AI technologies in order to find cures to the world's worst diseases. We use those technologies to predict weather storms and to save life on Earth. We use these technologies to develop safer vehicles and make sure that we can move from one area to another in a very safe way. And to find green energy resources, for example. These technologies are key to our existence. And in the last 8 years, we have been running a student cluster competition that happened physically in Germany together with ISC, as part of building the next generation of researchers, of people that will develop the next generations of HPC and AI technologies because of their importance. This year we faced new challenges, and you can see one example of the challenge in the delay on starting this ceremony, for example. But in these times, it was even more important than ever that we continue the competition. We continue to help students to get more familiar, to do research, to understand how to use HPC technologies and how to help us moving to the next step in research and product development. I want to thank ISC, great partnership, and hopefully next year we'll be able to have the 10th competition back in Germany and have it as a physical event. And I want to greatly thank Professor Tan Tin Wee and the people from the Supercomputing Center in Singapore that enable the student to utilize their supercomputing capabilities and systems in order to participate in that competition. This year, part of the competition was dedicated to the global fight against COVID-19. So the students were tasked to run high performance and AI simulations and applications that are being used today by researchers around the world as part of the global fight against COVID-19. We do look forward to see all the teams here next year. But first, let's go through the teams that participate this year. And I definitely want to thank you. I know that this year was a challenge year for you too. Not just learning from remote, but also participate in the competition from remote, which is a more complicated element. So I want to thank you. I hope that you guys enjoyed the competition. And before we go to the teams and the applications, I'd like to ask Professor Tan Tin Wee to say a few words. And again, I want to appreciate our gratitude for all the support we have received from the team in Singapore.
Thank you very much, Thomas and Gilad. Greetings to all of you from Singapore. And thank you so much for inviting us to this ceremony. The National Supercomputing Center of Singapore, NSCC Singapore, is extremely honored to support this annual competition. We know this year's competition is particularly unique, and many of us have been stressed about it. And it's the first time ever to be held entirely online. NSCC is very proud to have provided the HPC resources to enable all of you to take part in this digital first for the competition. It is also an indication of the times ahead of us as prevailing COVID circumstances continue to hasten the pace of digitalization. There will be hiccups here and there, but we trust that our generation, working together with the next generation, i.e. you guys out there, will bring to the world some rays of hope that we will be able together to overcome this global challenge. This pandemic has pushed us even more closer together, ever more connected than ever. And going forward into the future, digitalization and technologies like HPC could very well be the crux of a solution to pandemics that may come in the future. I salute all of you, 14 international undergraduate teams connecting to the National Supercomputing Center in Singapore from all over the world. You are the testament to the hope for the future, that the power of digitalization and HPC can now be mobilized in the face of global challenges such as this and pandemic that we are still struggling through. I would really like to sincerely thank the people who make this possible, Gilad and his team at the HPC-AI Advisory Council, the ISC 2020 for being so generous as organizers for making this work, your hard work and perseverance in ensuring that the competition went ahead, COVID or not, really is a testimony of the resilience of this community. Of course, I would like to congratulate the winning team, but most importantly, I would like to thank all competing teams for overcoming these challenges, putting in the hard work, and becoming so resilient in doing all this work online. In fact, I would like to congratulate every single one of you. You are all winners for taking part in this year's unique ISC 2020 Student Cluster Competition, because you have shown that we can do business as usual, with or without pandemic. Thank you to all of you. You are all winners. Congratulations.
Okay, Gilad.
Yeah,
Did you want to continue?
Yeah, of course. Of course, the competition could not be happen if we wouldn't have all the people that helping to organize, to set the applications, to support the teams, and to judge the teams as part of the competition. I want to thank the judges that gave from their view, from their support. They helped the team to understand the applications. They helped the team to get more insight to what they're doing. And there were key elements, having the students with better understanding of what they can do with high-performance computing technologies and what they can do with artificial intelligence technologies, and how to combine them together to run their scientific simulations in the best available way, which were part of the competition. So I want to thank all of the judges, and I believe that we will hear from some of the judges in a few minutes.
Thank you, Gilad. Now to introduce this year's student teams. So, like we said, we have a great number of teams from countries around the world, and to start it all off is in South Africa, the Center for High Performance Computing. From the UK, EPCC, University of Edinburgh. From Switzerland, we have ETH. Germany, the Friedrich Alexander University, Erlangen, or SIGFAL, FAU. Germany, we also have UHH, University of Hamburg. And also in Germany, our third team and final team from Germany, UHEI, Heidelberg University. From Singapore, we have NTU, Nanyang Technological University. From Taiwan, NCKU, National Cheng Kung University. From Indonesia, Telkom University. This marks their first appearance also at ISC. From China, Tsinghua University. And in Spain, UPC. And China, again, USTC, University of Science and Technology. And Lithuania, another new team coming into the competition, Vilnius University, all representing the Turing College. And finally, from Poland, University of Warsaw. This year, the teams were tasked with 6 applications. To quickly talk about each application, I'd like you to introduce our application leads. Coming in first, Tinker HP, Luke Henry Jolly from CNRS.
Well, I will just present Tinker HP. Everyone knows what it does. It does molecular dynamics with polarizable force fields. It does this in a massively parallel way on CPU and now on GPU. So it's a very long work. We started it. Tinker is 20 years old, but Tinker HP is 5 years old, and we're only 4 people to develop this application. It can simulate many big systems, proteins, in biology in general. For now, it's working on Tinker on COVID-19. So I will just speak with my heart about that, because when I heard the people saying that this little program is working against the COVID business, when you make some programs like this, you are a researcher, you make some programs, you develop some things, and you don't even know if it can be useful somewhere. And when you discover that people use this kind of program to fight against a pandemic, you feel very happy, you feel very, very proud, and you think that all the work that you have done, many hours of working, is always useful for someone. So I'm sorry, I'm a little emotive. So I'm very proud of this program. I'm very proud that people use it. And when you are faced with students, when you make some teaching, you know that all the students are always pushing you to the best of yourself. And in this competition, what I saw is that everyone is working hard on this program, on all the applications. I have discovered some things about my applications due to the students' work here in the competition. So what is very impressive with this program is that it works. It can make something useful, and always people from outside can use it, can try to make it working better or faster, and it's very exciting. This competition is great. It's the first time that I am a judge. I don't understand everything on artificial intelligence, so it's a little hard for me to follow this field of informatics, but of computing. So, but yes, it's a great competition, and I'm very proud to be a judge of it. That's all for me.
Great, thank you very much. Our next application was Elmer Ice. Thomas Zwinger from CSC. Do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you. Hope you can hear me.
Yes.
So Elmer Ice deals with a problem that in view of the current pandemic is a little bit on the back burner at the moment, but nevertheless very important for the planet, namely climate change. So as we know that the ice sheets have a strong reaction to the rising temperatures, and the reaction is mainly by contributing to the global sea level, which in total we have a potential of the big ice sheets of about 60 meters to be added to the global sea level. And Elmer Ice exactly deals with that problem. So Elmer Ice is a high resolution packed with a lot of physics ice model based on the open source finite element code Elmer, which is developed at my institution, CSC. And we try to put a value on the potential sea level rise to come. In particular of interest is the next century. So that's for the program. We had the challenge to analyze present day Greenland ice flow velocities, because ice is a fluid if you look at it on a longer time scale. And particular nice thing in the competition was that I forgot to close a loophole which gave the possibility to take a shortcut in the convergence of the system, which I initially thought that is a catastrophe, but I was mainly by fear encouraged to keep it there, and it was then nice to see the students working towards that loophole and actually in lots of cases finding it. And this process, watching the students going towards that direction and having the communication with the students, I love that, was a very, very nice experience. And thank you for having me in this competition. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Thomas. Really appreciate those kind words. Next application is Chunga. Thomas Quinn from the University of Washington.
Hello, everybody. So Chunga is an application for computational cosmology. And the challenge we have in cosmology is that 95% of the universe is made of something that is not ordinary matter, not the matter we discover in our labs. And the only way we know about this mass energy is through its gravitational interaction. So the purpose of computational cosmology is to use calculate gravitational interactions of the dark matter with itself and the dark matter with ordinary matter to try to put more constraints on what this mysterious dark matter could be. So in terms of computation, gravity is a hard problem because it is essentially all. Every piece of the universe tracks every other piece of the universe. And when you're calculating this tends to stress the middleware communication systems on any supercomputer. And many of the teams ran into just this problem, finding that just getting the program to run on top of MPI or UCX was a challenge. So I congratulate the teams for just overcoming that challenge and configuring their systems just to get it running. The other thing I want to say is Changa is a production code. It's been used to create some of the state-of-the-art cosmological simulations. And as such, and as being around for a while, the performance parameters have been generally tuned so the default parameters are fairly good. And so I was very pleased to see that some of the teams were able to discover new parameters settings to increase the performance, particularly when dealing with GPU and AVX architecture. So I was very pleased with the results of the competition, and I was impressed by the hard work that the teams put in to work on the performance of Changa.
Excellent. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. So this was the first year that we threw in a coding exercise challenge. Nitin Bhatt from CharmWorks was the managing person in charge of that. I don't believe Nitin was able to join us. Yeah. So Ophir, did you want to say a few words?
Yeah, Nitin cannot join us. It's very late at his time in Austin. I will say a few words. So when I thought about this year competition, I thought we need to add some more level to the application and add a small coding challenge. And when I approached Nitin with that, Nitin is working with Charm++, he as a first step, he accepted that and said, yeah, I have this idea and let's work on that. And he puts hundreds of hours, I would say, a lot of hours of meeting and planning for this competition. And I hope you all enjoyed it. This is, I mean, I hope you all enjoyed it. And it opened to you for some window to the industry and to the applications that are using a particle movement or star movement that can use those the Charm++ basically engines.
Okay, great, thank you. And next for our AI task, we used BERT, and Scott Schultz, also from the HPC-AI Advisory Council, helped put this together. Scott.
Yeah, thanks. So this year for the AI task, we embarked on defining a challenge that would give exposure to the students in the area of natural language processing. And so language understanding is really an ongoing challenge, and it's probably one of the most relevant areas across nearly every industry today. So this year's challenge was basically to fine-tune the 1.1 version of the Stanford question and answer data set using the BERT-based pre-trained model. And BERT base is a 12-layer model with 110 million parameters. But while BERT representations can be fine-tuned with just one additional output layer to achieve basically, a state-of-the-art question answering system, the students were asked to innovate and optimize an implementation to achieve the highest possible F1 and exact match scores. Now, the F1 score was the primary metric used for this challenge, where the F1 represents basically a harmonic average of precision and recall rather than using the exact match score, which measures whether the model's prediction matches the true answers exactly or not. And the teams could explore different hyperparameters. They could use different optimizers, learning rate schedules, or any other techniques that didn't modify the base model architecture or augment the squad data set in any way. And then as a secondary task, we provided a paragraph of unseen text about the HPC Advisory Council and 3 questions about that paragraph of information. And then the students would produce probability scores of the answers that were returned by their fine-tuned model. And, many teams were just crazy creative with this challenge. Even when bound by these restrictions that we placed on them, they leveraged other techniques such as ensemble training, knowledge and linguistic distillation, and many other methods to maximize their scores, even if it was just for a fraction of a percentage point. So it's been crazy competitive. And I'd like to thank all of the teams for their passion in this year's competition, which makes it equally just as much fun and interesting and challenging for the judges as it does for the individuals that participate in these tasks. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Scott. And finally, for GROMACS, we go back to Ophir Maurer from HPC Advisory Council. Ophir.
Yes, so GROMACS was the last application that we added along with Tinker HP for the molecular dynamic science. What is nice in GROMACS that it is supported for both GPUs and CPUs, and this year we gave the students the opportunity to try both CPUs and GPUs with 2 different input files that one of the input files is very much get the advantage of the GPU and the other one less. And some teams that managed to get this, they score the most. It's just another science, just another application, different different applications for the teams to test. And hope you enjoyed it.
Excellent. Thank you, Ophir. And now it's awards time, everyone. So presenting the fan favorite award will be Dan Olds. Dan, you're back. And you're still muted.
Yes, I am back, and the rumors of my being taken off the net entirely forever are unfounded. I did make my way back through the grace of Comcast, a big ISP here. So I'm going to award the fan favorites. I'm going to actually discuss 3 teams because we had a record close fan favorite vote with just under 2,000 votes total. 3rd place fan favorite, EPCC, University of Edinburgh, with 22.45% of the vote. 2nd place, I think this one's going to surprise you, National Cheng Kung University from Taiwan, with 25.12% of the vote. And the 1st place, winning the fan favorite for multiple times, UPC from Spain, 29.56% of the vote. Congratulations, UPC. Well deserved.
Do we have a representative from UPC?
Yes, we have Carlos.
Hi, Do you all listen me?
Yes.
Hi. Thank you so much for this award. We try hard on Twitter,
Well,
and it was really fun.
well, Carlos, you have what 300 coaches and mentors behind you. Just them alone, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Great. So presenting the Honorable Mention Award will be Gilad Shiner. Gilad.
Thank you, Brian. This year, it was a very, very close competition. The gaps between the teams were not that big. And from that perspective, we thought that it's very desired to also have an honorable mention of a team that did not take the three top places, but they were very, very close. So the honorable mention for the 2020 competition goes to NTU, Nanyang Technological University. You guys have been very, very, very close to being in the top three. Very, very close. We felt it's very much desired to, from our side, to mention that. And I hope to see you next year in the competition, hopefully in Germany, and to continue and excel and hopefully take one of the top three places.
Do we have a representative from Nanyang Technological University?
We have Hewi Chen. Hear us?
Hi, this is Joe speaking.
Good day.
Congratulations.
Hi, yeah, thank you. Yeah, we are really appreciative for this honorable mention, and we also thank the community for having this challenging competition for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Now presenting the third place award will be Thomas Moyer.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. I'm very honored to present the third place overall winning award of this year's HPC ISC Student Cluster Competition. And it's a great team. It's a team from China, and it's the Tsinghua University. Congratulations.
Do we have a representative from Tsinghua?
We have Shengyi Chen.
Yes. Hi, do you hear me?
Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you, and we are really honored to receive this award. And this year we worked very hard, and maybe it's a little off our expectation. Maybe we don't expect something better, but it's still good. Thank you for all. We'll do it better next year.
Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Presenting the second place award will be Gilad Shiner.
Well, the second place award, or the team winning the second place award, will not be a surprise. They are a strong team, and we see them picking prizes from competition to competition. Sometimes they're in the first place, sometimes they're in the second place. So it's my honor to announce that the second place of the 2020 Student Cluster Competition goes to the team from South Africa, CHPC. So congratulations on the second place. You are a very strong team. You proved that year over year. Again, we hope to see you all also next year. Do we have someone from CHPC?
We have Michael Bookman.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome, yeah. Thank you very much for the competition. It was a great learning experience, and it was wonderful. It was fun as well. And yeah, thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Great job.
Okay. The moment everyone's been waiting for. Presenting the first place award and champion of the competition will be Thomas Moyer.
Yeah, it's my great pleasure and honor to present the #1 winning award of the ISC HPC Student Cluster Competition. It's a very strong team. It's a team from China. It's the University of Science and Technology. Congratulations.
Congratulations, USTC. Do we have a representative?
Probably congratulating themselves.
I mean, it's a monumental feat.
It is.
Right.
Popping champagne.
Do you have Hang Yeki? Do you have him? I'm trying to look.
Hello. Wow.
Yeah.
We didn't expect that we can get the first prize.
Well, and we'd like to express our gratitude to committee members and all the staffs and participants for their work. And well, it's be kind of exciting to be noticed that we are the first. We've got the first prize, and thank you all.
Thank
you.
And
you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the teams. A wonderful job, and to have all 14 come in and do everything that they did during these trying months. My hat is off to you, and just thank you so much for participating. We really appreciate it. We know you put in a lot of hard work. Gilad and Thomas, do you want to say some final words here?
Sure, Thomas, will you start?
Well, I would like to thank everyone in the committee, and again the student teams, and Singapore again for hosting this event. It was an amazing experience and a great achievement for all the student teams, and congratulations again for all the winning teams. And I hope to see everyone back in live at the latest at ISC 2021 in Frankfurt in June 2021. Thank you.
So from my side, from our side, I do want to thank again Thomas from ISC. The partnership for the last 9 years was great, and we're looking forward to continue that and hosting the 10th annual competition next year, hopefully in Germany and not online. I want to thank Professor Tan Tin Wee and the team from Singapore for their support and help and letting us utilize their supercomputing capabilities for the competition and for developing the next generations of researchers and scientists and product developers and technology developers. We putting or put some photos here just to show you that the students also had some fun as part of the several weeks or several months actually preparing to the competition. We will open the registration for next year competition in August. So please stay tuned, and we do hope from all of us that we will see you guys and see the teams in Germany next year. So please do apply for next year, and we do hope that you didn't just enjoy this year, but you will also enjoy next year. I also want to thank all the judges, all the folks, all the people that helps with the applications and making sure that the students understand the importance of those applications. We pick the ones that are part of the COVID-19, as part of our global fight or help with the global fight. We pick the ones that are being heavily used in research to help make our world better. And with your help, we hope that we contributed our small step for improving our life on Earth. also want to thank Dan Oz for his support. He's publishing a lot of information out there, and that helps the encourage more team to participate. I want to thank Sydney. I want to thank Brian for helping to run the competition. It wasn't easy this year. Definitely wasn't easy. And I want to thank Ophir and David and Jan and the rest of the folks that met week after week to build the competition, to set everything needed for the students to be able to participate. So from my side, my personal note, thank you very much, all of you. I think all of the teams won by participating in the competition, and I hope we'll see you all next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gilad, for backing this and making it a reality for almost 10 years.
Yeah, I think we started that we were young and beautiful. Now we're beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, true.
Okay, well, thank you guys. This officially ends the competition, and we look forward to seeing everyone in 2021 for the 10th Annual ISC HPC-AI Advisory Council Student Cluster Competition. Stay safe, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you.